Senator Mitt Romney announced he's not running for re-election. Sorry to say to my taste, goodbye, Senator. You have been the one that is saying all along what a great war this is. No Americans dying. We're getting our money's worth. Same thing, Richard Blumenthal said that, the senator of Connecticut. Shame, shame. We are sending tens of thousands of Ukrainian young people off the street. These aren't even professional soldiers. These are people taken off the street and sent to their near instant death right now, completely predictably. And we are not told that, but if you analyze a little bit, it's perfectly understandable, and it was predictable beforehand. So what we should be told as the American people, because we're bankrolling this, is that we are bankrolling a bloodbath of Ukrainians.
Professor, I could not agree with you more, and I don't remember if it was Senator Romney or Senator Blumenthal who said we're getting our money's worth, and the acid in my stomach welled up.
Yep.
One more clip I want to show you, which is relevant to what to the brilliant statement you just made, Professor Sachs. This is the President Selenskyy saying, took too long for us to start the offensive. They didn't get the weapons here to us fast enough.
When we speak about the counteroffensive, it depends on many cases. Of course, we gave a lot of time for Russians. We gave a lot of time to prepare, to mine,
to put the mines in.
To put the mines on the fields and on the big territory. And so you see the three defending lines.
And that's because you were waiting for Western
for the weapon.
weapons.
That's why I said it depends on many issues. We waited too long. It's true. No, I'm thankful to partners, to the United States. I'm thankful very much to President Biden and to Congress. But we have to understand, we waited too long. They put mines. Then when we been ready from the point of view of our partners, because the decision to give us, for example, Bradley or another kind of weapon, the decision, it doesn't mean the result.
You don't get them immediately.
Of course you don't. Of course you don't.
Not sure where to begin with that. Ukraine is a vassal state of the United States. The American taxpayer is paying to operate the government, to operate their Veterans Administration, and paying for the graft. But I'll let you take it from there.
It makes me shudder to watch that. I don't think it's an easy position for a president of Ukraine, but God, has this guy failed miserably, terribly, leading his country to destruction. What happened in truth about this war, not only that it started in 2014 when the U.S. engaged in this covert operation, overthrew Yanukovych, ignited this war, but in 2022, when this war started on February 24th in this new phase, not the original beginning of the war, but Russia's special military operation, within a few days, Zelenskyy had at that time the somehow awareness and felt the honesty to say we need to negotiate with Russia on the basis of neutrality. And I know what happened then. We talked about it last time, and I've spoken to the inner group of those negotiations in the end of February and through March 2022. Russia and Ukraine could have ended this war on the basis of Ukraine's neutrality. Zelenskyy knew that. Now, for whatever reason, when the United States pressed, he backed off and said no. And the U.S. probably, as always, American leaders have wrongly done for decades, said, don't worry, we've got your back. Our sanctions, we're going to cut them off of the SWIFT system. The economy is going to be on its knees. We're going to back you up with HIMARS. Whatever it is, whatever promises were made, Zelenskyy failed at that moment to defend Ukraine because he backed off from the negotiations, and it is a bloodbath now. Ukraine is being destroyed. So when I watch this, my God, okay, so he also knew that they didn't have the weapons, they didn't have the means to do this, and they went ahead and they've lost tens of thousands of people dead in recent weeks since this counteroffensive began. And every day you tune in, it's hundreds dead. You can even see it in these drone films day by day, this bloodbath continuing. And nobody speaks honestly. Our senators say, oh, what a good value this is. And Selenskyy says, yes, all we need is more arms. And Milley says, yes, well, maybe they won't reach the objectives now, but next spring. Everything's a lie. The lie, of course, starts partly because our president of the United States doesn't say anything to the American people about anything. He may go and mumble something to his donors, but he doesn't tell us anything. And he's afraid of the truth. And the truth is, this was a terrible blunder that the United States, and tragedy that the U.S. pushed Ukraine into. Biden was there from the very start because he was part of this overthrow group in 2014. It was Biden, it was Newland, it was Blinken, it was Sullivan, way back then, same team under President Obama, same crowd. They're there today. They made a horrific set of miscalculations, and they won't tell the truth because now we have an election coming up, an election that President Biden shouldn't be any part of anyway because he's too old and absolutely should not be president again.